The future of work is changing, and it's happening faster than we ever thought possible. ChatGPT and artificial intelligence are revolutionizing the way that we live and work, and it's time for us to take a closer look at what this means for both us and our careers. In this video, we'll explore how AI and ChatGPT are transforming the job market and the top jobs that are impacted by these changes. Whether you're an employee, an employer, or just someone that's interested in the future of technology, this video is for you. So buckle up and let's dive into that exciting world of ChatGPT and AI. And to kick things off, I need to share the fact that that entire introduction to this video was written by ChatGPT, which happens to be the most widely used, publicly available artificial intelligence. And to take it a step further, I even asked this AI to describe itself to you for this specific video, and this is what it said. ChatGPT is a real-life version of Jarvis from Iron Man, but instead of building a suit for Tony Stark, it builds sentences for you. It's the genie in a computer, ready to answer all your questions, generate text, and even crack a joke or two. Just think of ChatGPT as your personal Shakespeare, except instead of writing plays and sonnets, it writes emails, answers trivia questions, and even helps you with that grocery list. And the best part? It never gets writer's block, unlike human writers. So the next time you need a quick quip or a witty response, just summon ChatGPT and it'll be there ready to make your day. Yes, that was completely written by AI. It had moments of wit and humor, and you probably had no idea that ChatGPT had written it. And for that reason, artificial intelligence like this is going to turn our job market upside down over the next 10 years. And I don't say that to freak people out, but it is our new reality and it's happening fast. However, this notion isn't new. As I understand it, when the calculator first hit the scene, folks were freaking out about how it was going to steal their jobs faster than you can say pi. And now we've got supercalculators in our pockets disguised as smartphones. And it wasn't that long ago when computers were the new destroyer of jobs in the workplace. People were worried that they'd be out of a job faster than you could hit Control-Alt-Delete. But the reality is computers did cause some job loss, but they also brought about a lot of job creation and skill upgrades. Kind of like a technological game of musical chairs. And now here comes artificial intelligence ready to shake things up all over again. It's like trying to ride a bicycle while balancing on a tightrope in the middle of a hurricane. But let's not forget that technology is meant to make our lives easier, not harder. But like most technological breakthroughs, it doesn't always reduce your workload. Instead, it makes you responsible to get more work completed. So let's embrace the change and see where it takes us. All right, folks, buckle up because we're about to dive into the wild world of artificial intelligence taking over your jobs. And just to warn you, it is not all sunshine and rainbows, but let's face it, that's why you're all here, to hear the juicy stuff. So first up, we have the concerns. And trust me, there is plenty to go around. Like, for starters, that whole job loss thing. Robots and AI taking over the workforce like a horde of hungry zombies. But before you grab your pitchfork and your torches, remember that these robots ain't cheap. You won't be seeing a robot barista anytime soon unless a company's willing to fork out a few $100,000 for a robot. And then there's skill displacement. Picture this. You're a skilled worker and suddenly you're out of job. Time to switch careers, and good luck with that, especially if you're older. Next, we have wage decline. And you know what they say, automation makes work easier, but it also makes human labor worth less. And let's not forget about economic disruption. With job loss and wage decline, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And finally, there's societal impact. Unemployment rates could skyrocket and some age groups and demographics could be hit harder than others. Therefore, it's important to understand the impact of ChatGPT and AI on the workforce and to proactively prepare for these changes to minimize these negative effects. But don't worry, there's always a silver lining. We'll talk about the benefits next, so don't go running for the hills quite yet. The perks of having AI take over tasks are simple. It's more efficient. With AI handling the boring, time-consuming stuff, you get to do the fun, creative work that actually feeds your soul. Plus, AI's accuracy is unmatched. It can process a century's worth of data in the same time that it takes for you to shotgun a beer. No hangovers, no mistakes. And let's not forget the productivity boost. I've used ChatGPT to automate tasks and write macros that would have taken me hours, all thanks to understanding the right tools and how they work together. Managers, pay attention. AI is the solution to better decision making. It's going to analyze data from various sources faster than any human and present it in a way that helps you make informed decisions quickly. Last but not least, AI will improve your quality of life. Say goodbye to those repetitive tasks and hello to more fulfilling activities. With AI handling all the dull stuff, you can finally focus on what really matters, like Zoom calls in your living room at all hours of the day. So which jobs are most at risk? Let's start with number 10 on the list of teaching. This one came as a complete surprise to me because I failed to see how AI could take an input from kids and understand the context of what they know and what they need to learn. But many of the sites calling out this job as at risk clarified that grade school doesn't really make sense to have AI anytime soon for the reasons that I mentioned. But for higher level learning like high school and college, then it becomes more possible. During the pandemic, most high schoolers and college students did remote learning, where they've been the guinea pigs providing the case study for AI teaching this whole time. And it could be the solution that we need to help reduce the cost of tuition and help with the shortage of teachers. Before I go on to the next job at risk from AI, I have a favor to ask of you. If you enjoy my content, then please consider pressing that like button so my channel on YouTube can grow. And better yet, I'd love it if you consider subscribing so you can be up to date with all of my latest videos. Thanks again. With that said, you need to brace yourself, folks. The AI revolution is coming for our jobs and it's not pulling any punches. Next on the chopping block, finance and accounting. These roles were built around number crunching and following the rules, but it looks like the machines have finally caught up. Say goodbye to those late nights poring over balance sheets and hello to a team of just a few humans to oversee the AI system. Next up, customer support. The robots have already invaded, but let's face it, chatbots are the worst. It's like being stuck in an endless loop of frustration and unfulfilled promises. But hey, at least companies save money not having to actually solve your problems. I'm sure that everyone can sense my sarcasm on this one. Moving on to the next job at risk is graphic design. 5 years ago, I would have thought that this is one of those few areas that was safest from AI and machine learning. Because while I worked at Amazon, the graphic designers were on an island from everyone else with regards to responsibility. Designers are creative by nature and shouldn't be held to the constraints of the formalities of business. At least that's what they told us. And it's hard to critique colors and shapes that designers make because it's all subjective. But now with all of these AI graphics generators like DALL-E 2, they can whip up designs in seconds. In fact, my thumbnail for this video was made by DALL-E 2. And let me tell you, the robot may have a goofy looking face, but hey, it got the job done in no time. The next career that could take a major hit from artificial intelligence is modeling. And no, I'm not suggesting that mega famous models walking down a runway is going to be replaced by robots. But I am referring to the models that shows off clothing in everyday advertising. To be honest, this one seemed as if it came out of left field, but once again, the AI art generators can create human-looking avatars where I can't even tell the difference between what's real and what's not. And here's a little detail that many of you may not know, but the pay for models is minimal when they only show pants from the waist down or even a shirt from the neck down. But models get paid substantially more once their face is shown in an image. I know this because I used to work in fashion as a merchant buying and selling for Amazon. People want to see clothing modeled on a person, but it is far too expensive to do for every single item. But with AI avatars, that could make modeling dirt cheap and a much quicker process. Has anyone else read the article where ChatGPT passed the bar exam? I mean, it only makes sense where AI can pull from every law and statute that's ever been made and then create really the perfect defensive argument or a rebuttal. But juries won't ever really be willing to hear a case from a robot or a computer screen anytime soon. That requires empathy and emotion where physical presence of lawyers, I think we're always going to be around. But paralegals and the workforce behind the lawyer is at high risk of losing their jobs to AI. Honestly, if I were in need of a lawyer, I would want him or her to use AI to build the strongest case possible using the history of every case. A human has limitations on what they can research, but AI can make everyday lawyers look like brilliant rock stars. I didn't write that part. ChatGPT wrote it. Oh boy. Supply chain management is also in for a shakeup. AI will soon be able to analyze shipping lanes, transportation options, and provide cost analysis in mere seconds, leaving many jobs at risk. If you're a follower of my channel, you may remember the video I did about the top 10 best and worst college degrees. And let's just say journalism had a tough time making it on the best list. Okay, it didn't make the list at all. So imagine my lack of surprise when I heard that journalism is one of the top jobs to be taken over by the likes of yours truly, ChatGPT. I mean, it's no secret that we're already seeing more and more freelance writers and journalists getting paid the fractional wage just to review and edit the work of a bot that's writing many of the articles that we see and read today. This job will definitely be one of the first to be overtaken by AI, and it's going to happen fast. Imagine, your appendix is causing you more trouble than your 3-year-old on a sugar high, and your doctor recommends getting rid of it. But wait, what if the surgeon is a robot? It's not just futuristic fantasy, it's already happening. Companies like Intuitive Surgical are revolutionizing the game with their robot surgeons. With benefits like enhanced visualization, minimal invasiveness, and consistent precision, these robots may just be the wave of the future. And the best part? They don't get tired or grumpy. But let's face it, a robot surgeon may be amazing at their specific set of procedures, but human doctors are still necessary for the empathy and the human touch that we all need when it comes to our overall health. But imagine if a single robot could perform any procedure and it had millions of hours of experience at its disposal. Suddenly, even the most rural communities would have access to the same level of surgical care as the ultra-rich. Now that's a future that I'm actually looking forward to. Hold on to your code, programmers. The rise of AI like ChatGPT is shaking up the programming world. Who knew that your job could end up working itself right out of existence? I mean, talk about the irony. I tried using AI to write some simple code and it worked like a charm. Up until it didn't. There were times when it just wouldn't cooperate, and I didn't have the skills to fix it. It looks like programmers won't quite be out of a job yet. They may turn into more like tech-handy people, fixing the AI systems and keeping them in line. And let's be honest, we don't want our AI overlords to get too smart for their own good. Now I'll quickly share the top 15 list of at-risk jobs that ChatGPT provided me. The one that I went over is the one that I'd researched, and now we're going to go with the one that AI gave me. And as you can see, there's a lot of overlap, but the AI included more writing-specific jobs and data entry. But overall, a fairly similar list. If the all-knowing AI agrees with me, then I guess it must be true. And to follow that up, I asked ChatGPT for a list of the top jobs least at risk of being taken over by AI. It didn't provide specific jobs, but rather it provided a list of career areas and why those areas require human traits that an AI simply can't take on yet. And it makes sense that teaching young children and creating new things is more human, but an item that's on its list that many articles disagreed with is police and security. AI seems to think those jobs are safe, but all the human articles seem to think that police and security should be taken over by AI. It was just an unusual discrepancy. Let's keep the experiment going a bit further. Let's ask ChatGPT, what can employers do to prepare for the transforming job market due to the use of ChatGPT and artificial intelligence? And let's see what it tells us. The answer doesn't seem bad with the reference to upskilling, encouraging the adoption of innovation, and being transparent about how AI will impact jobs. Let's hope that companies are paying attention to this and consider taking this to heart and actually investing in the preparation. Following that up, I asked what employees can do to prepare for the changing job market due to AI, and it provided the following. The advice of being open to change, seek out new experiences, and be proactive really does seem good in theory. But there will be a lot of people out there that won't want to change, and that's going to create a lot of conflict in the workplace. I'm fairly certain it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. Overall, this has been a great experiment for me personally, and I've gained a lot from using AI and making this video along with the thumbnail. I'm not sure I'm going to use it consistently, but it is a tool that I can lean on whenever I need that extra nudge. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you were able to get some value out of today's video.